I've been married for 16 years and I have 3 kids. So in my life, whenever there is a problem, uh, my husband will not solve the issue. Instead, he will just send me my home and will not call me. He will not take the expenses for 1 year or more than that. And he will come back after 1 year. After that, he will come back and we will return like to the normal life. This already happened 3 times in my life, and I felt more worthless and I don't want to be burdened for my family, so I went with him. And right now I'm in the same situation, and I'm in UAE and he is in India now, and for 5 months he is not calling me. He's not taking the expense or nothing like that. As we are having a rental agreement for before 2 months, he just did that. And alhamdulillah, I have got a courage to do the online classes, and I'm little bit earning for my ourselves, for me and my children. And for 2 months I'm taking the complete expenses of my family. And this time I didn't make any attempt to call him, to convince him. So everyone are blaming me like I'm not taking the responsibility, like I'm not calling him or I'm not convincing his family. So it is like a mental torture for me, and I want to know that am I sinful, Sheikh? For not calling him. I'm afraid that if it happens again, if I call him, that I'm afraid that it will happen again. So Sheikh, can you give me any advice that what should I do?
Okay, first of all, such issues are not solved in a Q&A on TV. And this is why we have counseling sessions. But in counseling sessions, I can listen to more details, I can ask you more questions, and maybe we have to sit and talk to the husband himself. This is not possible here. So I'll give you the sequence. This usually works. Number one, you've been married for 16 years with 3 kids, and he has done this 3 times. Possibilities for me as a counselor. Number one is that he is an evil person. He doesn't fear Allah. Maybe he's a mummy's boy. So his mom says to him, send her home. And he does that. And there are lots, especially from the subcontinent, unfortunately, who are not real men. They don't have a spine. So whatever mama says to them or baba says to them, they will do it immediately. In this case, this is a different scenario. Number two, maybe he did this because as a victim, you come on live TV, you talk to me, and the sheikh is soft-hearted and he cries with you and you say, hey, the poor thing, not knowing that she's the villain and the poor victim is the man. When you speak to the man, and this is what I usually do, and the man says things that, whoa, see, when you listen to one party, you make a mistake. So I listen to you and I say, well, your husband needs to be hanged. But when I listen to him and he refutes what you said and explains his position with evidences, I said, your wife should stand in front of a firing squad. And when they both sit together, and I listen to him and to her at the same time, while they're exposing each one's reality, 50% of what he said goes down the drain, 50% or more of what she said goes down the drain. Because now there's someone to rectify or to say or falsify what their other party is saying. So I have to listen to his side of the story. Let us assume, because this is not a counseling session, let us assume everything you said was right. That he's a mummy's boy, he doesn't fear Allah, he doesn't provide for you or your children, he sends you to your parents' house for 6 months and sometimes for a year until you beg and patch things up. This is not a real man. Him not providing for you and for your children is a legitimate reason to go for divorce. But would we encourage women to go for divorce? Sometimes he's the best of the 2 evils, not the worst. So if she were to be divorced, she would not have anyone to provide for her, which is the case at the moment, or she would not have a shelter or a house to take her in with her children. So she would be forced to do heinous things. So some women, we say, it's like cancer, you have to live with it until he dies. Then you will inherit him, inshallah. Other than that, I cannot help you because his parents are as evil as he is. And this guy, as I said, he's spineless. So this is your test from Allah. Sometimes a woman is, no, capable and financially independent. Why would you stay with such a wimp? Someone who treats you like trash, if what you're saying is true. See, all of these things are a cocktail, depending on the situation, which I'm unable to determine at the moment. So this is your choice. This is your life. Now, am I sinful for not calling him? If you're not the oppressor, if you're not the wrongdoer, why would I call him if he treats me like this? I'm giving him an alibi. I'm giving him an excuse to repeat and do this every time he doesn't feel good or he doesn't like what I do. So is this a kind of a life? Is this a marriage? No, it's not. And believe me, Allah would not leave him alone. If you're listening to me, I doubt you listen to some sheikh from Saudi Arabia like myself, especially the one who insults men when they're wrongdoing. But if you were listening to me, wallahi, Allah will not leave you alone. You can do whatever you want to this woman and to your children. You can oppress them like hell. No problem in that. Go ahead. Don't ever think for a moment that Allah is going to leave you alone. It's coming. If it did not come yet, wait for it. Wait for it and it's come. But when the wrath of Allah comes, you would have wished that you would not have ever done such a thing to your wife and to your children. So may Allah make things easy for you.